Okay, guys. So in the last episode, we made a health system for the player. You'll notice I have some health bars on this one now. But we made a health system where the player's health would go down. We could bring the health back up. We also gave health to other objects. So if I don't have full health, that guy goes down. You can see its health went down as well. We didn't do the health bars in the last episode, but that's what we're going to do in this one. I'm going to show you guys two really quick methods of making a health bar, one for the player on their HUD and two for a health bar out in the world, just floating on some object or on an enemy or however you want to use it. So if you guys haven't seen the health component episode, please check that one out. I'll probably leave either a link in the description or I'll do it in one of the iCards up in the top right hand corner, I think is where they go. And yeah, let's get into it, guys. Alright, so I just went through and deleted everything that I had made prior to the video to kind of test everything out, make sure I knew what the heck I was talking about. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our third person BP folder, into the blueprints folder, right click, and we are going to make a UI folder. Open that up, right click again. Let's get a user interface widget blueprint. Okay. Just gonna name this one HUD. Let's open that up. So on this, we're just gonna be using a progress bar. We're just gonna grab a progress bar, throw it into the canvas panel. I'm going to select the progress bar and I'm gonna rename it the health bar. It's anchored to the bottom middle. Zero out its positions on the X and the Y. Set its alignment on the X to 0.5. And then I'm just going to raise it up on the Y till I like where it's at. I think right around here would be good. Let's call that 3. Make it nice and pretty. Then we are going to change its size on the X to 325. That'll be fine. I'm gonna come down in here to style, open that up. We're gonna go open up the background area, select tint, and I'm just gonna set the alpha on this to 0.5 so we have a see-through background. Going to set the fill image tint, and if it looks like this for you guys, make sure to just open it up and then select tint. We're just gonna set this to red. Zero out the green and the blue. And then I'm also going to scroll down here to fill color and do the same thing. Set the red to 1, the green to 0, the blue to 0. The reason I'm doing it in two different places is if this is white on the fill image, then it's going to kind of come out pinkish because that white plus the red equals pink. And then let's see what this looks like. If we set this to 1, that makes it 100%. You notice we have this nice little animation. If you guys don't want that, you can just hide it. I kind of like it, so we're going to leave it in there. All right. And now we just need to be able to have this percentage set on the fly instead of by us. So what we do, we go into our graph. All this. I'm just going to create a variable really quick, and this is just going to be the health component. And I'm going to set this to a type of health component. Object reference to it. File this, save, and then we're going to go back to our content drawer, back into our blueprints folder, and grab our third person character. Open that up, and down here where we did our event any damage and our healing and damaging inputs, I'm just going to right click on the side there and do a begin play event. Pull off of that and say create widget. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to go over to HUD really fast. Let's make sure to make this health component reference both instance editable and expose on spawn. Save that, go back to our character over here, and then when we set this to HUD, that exposed variable will pop up here. Which is really nice because then we can just plug in our health component reference there, and we're now sending all that information to the HUD right off the bat. So then we'll promote this to the variable, call this one HUD underscore reference, pull off of here and say add to viewport. And now whenever we start up the game, this will show the HUD. So let's just see that. It won't actually be filling right now, but as you can see, we have a little health bar down there with the percentage that we set already. So now let's get that percentage setting itself. Back in our designer, we're going to click on percent, bind, and create binding. I'm going to rename this by selecting it, hitting F2, and just say get health percent. We can then drag out our health component reference and get the current health, as well as getting the max health, and then just divide current max. Plug that in. This will return us a decimal point. So this, like, say this was at 50, or 50 health out of 100. Then this would be a 0.5, which is all we need for this. Because if we go back to our designer and we look at this and say 0.5, 50%. But basically this is between 0 and 1, not 0 and 100. Remember that when you're making yours. If it was by 0 to 100, then all we would have to do is go in here and multiply this by 100 and then return it. Sorry if you guys can hear the sirens and stuff in the background. I guess something's going on out there. Alright, so this should work right off the bat. So let's see. So yeah, we have 100% health. I hit my number 1, brings my health down. Get chunking. Let's walk over this. We got some health. I can hit 2, heal myself. There we go. Alright, so there is the very first health bar, all done and dusted. And now let's make a health bar widget we can put in the world for the other guy. So same thing, let's do a widget blueprint. I'm just going to call this health bar widget. Open this up. Again, progress bar into the canvas panel. I'm going to rename it health bar. I'm going to set its anchor to the center. Zero it out. Size in this case really doesn't matter, but I'm going to set it to like 300. And honestly, 30 looks fine. The alignment on the X, I'm going to set to 0.5. And honestly, that's probably, actually we'll do 0.5 on the Y as well, so it's perfectly centered. There we go. That looks good. Same thing down here, our fill color. I'll show you guys what I meant by it turning pink. Actually, I'm not even 100% sure it will. It's on an old version of Unreal that used to do that. So let's see, let's set the percentage here to 1. That doesn't look pink. It looks fine. Okay, never mind. I was wrong about it the other way. So you don't have to come in here and set your fill image tint. You're perfectly fine to just set it in the appearance. My bad. Alright, so we can compile and save this guy. Close out. Oh, actually, I do need to do some stuff here. Go into the graph really fast. I like to just delete this stuff even though I'm not going to be working in the graph really. I am going to make a variable for this. Call it current health. That will be a float. This will be instance editable and actually I don't think we really need to be these. I'm just going to do it for right now. Max health. Remember, I kind of do this a little bit off the fly. I do a quick run through to make sure I know what I'm talking about, and then as I'm making it again, I always go, well, I could do it this way instead. So my brain kind of fights itself when I'm doing these. Trying to stay on track this time though. But yeah, okay, let's open up our health pickup. So I'm just going to select it in the world, find it in the outliner, and then click edit health pickup. That'll bring us straight into the code. I did comment all of this, guys, if you haven't seen that. Just make sure to always comment your work so you kind of can easily and quickly find things whenever you need to. But in this case, what we're going to do, we're going to go back to viewport. That's what we need to do. Going to add a widget, not the interaction, just the widget. I'll call this health bar underscore widget. And then over here on the side, we're going to find, where is it? Oh, right here, where it says widget class. We're going to set that to our health bar widget. There it is, looking all pretty. We're going to raise it up above here. And I'm actually kind of fine with that draw size, but if you guys want to change it, you can say 300 on the X, 100 on the Y. Why are you not letting me change you? There we go. All right. Yeah, you can set it up however you want. What we can do now is we can pull out the health bar widget. I'm going to say get widget. Then I'm going to cast this to our health bar widget. I just need an event to call this. When do I want to do this? I guess on, actually, we'll do this on begin play. All right, and then I'm just going to promote this to a variable, and yeah, we'll just say as health bar widget. That's perfectly fine. So now, on event tick, we can get our health bar widget reference and say is valid. When it is valid, I'm gonna go ahead and make a custom event just to make this kind of prettier. Custom event, I'll update health. And in here, we can pull in our health component, get current health, get max health. Then with our health bar widget, we can pull this in, same thing, get current health. Yeah, there it is. Get max health. Actually, I don't want to get them, I want to set them, sorry. Set current. Plug this in, into that. And let's set max health. Plug that into our max health, plug it in so it gets executed. Gonna tidy this up a tiny bit. Okay. Update health. If that guy is valid, we are going to update the health. And let's do another one because I think as of right now, let's see if this will work. As is. Play. Walk over here. Okay, let me give myself some damage so that I can walk over it. Not working. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? Should be updating this health. Oh, it would actually help if we made this logic work within our health bar widget. So come back into our health bar widget, select that. Let's find our percent. We're going to create a bind. And then we're just going to pull the current health and the max health both in, do a get, and then divide the current into the max. Plug that in. Just make this pretty. I'm going to say get health %. I'll save that. Play. You look at it. Let's take some damage. Walk into this. There we go. That's a really big health bar for it, but yeah, that works. All right, so you notice I had to like walk in front of it to be able to see the health bar. That's kind of an issue. So let's make another custom event here. And let's call this look at player. So what we can do is go ahead and call this here. So I don't forget to call it later because I know I will. On begin play, let's do get all actors of class. We can say the third person character. Get the first one since we're doing a single player version of this anyways. And then I can promote this to a variable and say this is the look at target. And we can do this on like an overlap. When it gets within a range, we could actually have it doing a sphere trace around itself every 1 second to find where the player is. And once it finds it, then as long as that player is still relevant, then I guess we could do all that. But anyways, let's just keep it simple. And basically we find the player, set them as our look at target. And then what we can do is we can right click here and say find look at rotation. Nice little tool to use. What we can do is we can get the look at target, and then we can say get world location. I get the root actor location. There we go. We'll just do that. And then also get actor location for ourselves. Plug that in. And then let's make sure our health bar widget is a child of the sphere. And then we can just set the rotation of the sphere. Set world rotation. Fill that up. And what I do want to do though is let's just make sure that this guy is valid before we start trying to do this rotation. I think that's going to throw errors if we don't. And then let's hit play. And you'll notice the health bar is looking at us. We run around. They're looking at us. So wherever we go, that health bar checking us out. Do a little bit of damage. We run into it. Oh, okay. So when we run into it, it's going to do that little flip over. I'm not a fan of that. So let's remove that line. We're going to split the struct on both of these. And we're just going to get the Z. Now, let's do a little bit of damage to ourselves. Let's run over top of this. It does rotate really quick on us. Fine. Which we could always do a lerp. So that's like a little bit of a lag behind, so it doesn't do like that really, really fast rotation. But honestly, I think that's fine. Yeah. And honestly, that's pretty much it, guys. I think in the next episode, we'll start working on like different things like to damage the player and how we could do different ways of doing that. Maybe like an explosion damage. We can do ball damage. I don't know. I'll have to figure out what I want to do in the next episode. But yeah, I think we're going to base the next episode around damage itself. And different ways of taking it. But yeah, Till next time, guys, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment. It really helps when you guys comment. And if you haven't already, join the Discord, where we're starting to get a little bit of traction going, where people are getting in there. We're talking about how to do different stuff. People are asking each other for help. It's actually starting to be kind of cool. So see you guys later.